So, good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing this wonderful Wednesday morning?
Good morning, Johnny. Good morning,
Good
everyone.
morning.
Good
Pero
morning.
have
Morning,
to.
morning.
Welcome to another $1 million coffee hour. And yeah, it's great to have everybody. Faye, how are you this morning?
Good, good.
Awesome, awesome. So, not to put you on the spot, I'm gonna ask you to kind of give us a quick rundown on Dubai. I don't think everyone
Oh,
here
yeah.
hasn't had a chance to kind of hear the debrief on just all the success and the experience from
Oh,
going out and going to an international
oh
real
my God.
estate
It's
conference.
it's crazy. I'm glad you asked, actually. It's crazy. I met a lot of different developers in there, not just only Dubai developers, but also, in the international market. So realizing how huge and also small the real estate industry could be, it's mind blowing. So a lot of different international developers, such as from France, UK, London. I've met someone from Malaysia, Indonesia, and then I also looked at the numbers, so I can provide you guys like some feedback on where areas to invest in and things like that. And it's crazy. It's an amazing opportunity to explore the international market, and I am honored to represent REI Genius in there. So yeah, so far the numbers that I can see where the really good markets of real estate to invest in would be Dubai and um, U.S. market still. Philippines is also on the list, and what's the other one? Italy. So in terms of like cash flowing properties and things like that, I've seen some developers who are able to do business models where you can just simply put your money in and then they'll take care of the property management and everything, and then you'll just see your money grow and come into you on a quarterly basis. Some of them has had a discussion with me, a one-on-one discussion to where we could do, a group or individual to where it would be like um, investing in one luxury property and then they'll take care of it. There's a service fee, but the craziest part is that they have no taxes. So imagine
Say
that.
that again. So no taxes. Like
No
that's the thing. Like
taxes.
when you start looking at the different opportunities and I think a lot of people have gotten a little bit more savvy and aware of golden visas now that the current administration in the U.S. are offering visas to the U.S. for a ticket of it hasn't passed legislation yet, but $5 million to buy a visa to the United States. And when you start looking around, this isn't like a foreign concept that there are a lot of countries. Even the U.S. has been doing it before, but at a cheaper price. But there are a lot of different countries where you can go and receive visas, and for Americans, there are a lot of countries like such as Portugal, Italy, France that are fairly. I'll say Portugal is kind of at the top of the list where being able to navigate using English, a low investment for us the hurdle to get a permanent visa, somewhere in the hundreds of K, low hundreds of K allows you to get another visa to another country, and so a lot of people choose to retire abroad and live that lifestyle. So just different options. I know a lot of
A hundred
veterans in the
percent.
veteran community, they retire, those that are disabled, they get their disability income and they go to countries like the Philippines, Thailand, and South America, like Costa Rica, Panama, areas there where the US dollar goes a lot further and they live a fulfilling and robust retirement lifestyle. And so it's something to think about. To a lot of times here in America, we get a lot closed minded and focus on just a narrow field of view on just our local real estate area, but there's a broad real estate market. And going to events like Faye just talked about, it just allows us to open our aperture to see what's possible, to start dreaming, to start putting things together and seeing how we can start doing more, start doing bigger deals and building relationships and networking.
Right. And I can like when I learned about that um, politics on the side, Trump building in there, I was like, oh my God, this is a reason why Apple is putting in and opening their business accounts in there because it's tax free. Like it's genius. And I didn't realize that until I get there. And I've seen a lot of Americans too owning real estate pieces out there. When I observe the different movement within the conference or the conference hall, I've seen most of them are actually going on the Dubai development developers
Hmm.
versus the other ones. Yeah, Philippines and Portugal is also doing great, but some other places that are expensive and also taxes are not so good. But this one is offering really good, in terms of the numbers. And when you look at owning, let's say you own you purchase a $2 million property, right? Automatically you get a 10-year golden visa. Now 1 year or two, 700. That's in value. So it doesn't mean you'll have to put in that lump sum of cash. It would be they offer 10% down payment plus 4% goes to the government, and that's it. You get access to everything. You can set up your own business in there. So if you're earning in the U.S., you offer services in the U.S. and you have a bank account established in there, then you put in your money in there. You're tax free. It's tax free.
That sounds pretty
It's
good. I have one of my clients who lives in the Middle East. They work in the power industry, but they invest here in the U.S. But they've been there at least 6 years now, and still invest, in different syndications, passive investments in the United States. But they've been working there abroad for at least 5 or 6 years, and it's a different lifestyle, but there are a lot of Americans doing it, and it's a lot of opportunity there. Where you go and you save up a down payment, and now you have a dual residency, have a visa
yeah,
for 10 years in Dubai,
yep,
and
yep,
and the income that you're generating there, if with an income property, you're not having to pay taxes in the United States, and that's kind of not going into the tariffs and the economy, but that's why we're seeing where we are right now. The tariffs is just because there's so much money being made by U.S. companies abroad and offshore, and that money never comes back to the United States. It stays in foreign bank accounts, and they don't have to pay taxes to the United States because that money's never brought
right,
back. And so you talk about Apple. Apple has billions on top of billions of dollars in foreign accounts that they don't pay taxes on in the United States. So phenomenal
exactly,
opportunity. I'm so glad you went, and I think it's everything that we're bringing back here into REI Genius, and how we're serving our clients, the opportunities, the communication and relationships that we're building abroad and here in the United States. I think is definitely going to go just to the next level. One
absolutely.
week left for me of working for the world's greatest air force, and then I'm done, and we're kind of focusing in on this and taking this to the next level. So I'm extremely excited about everything we have coming up. But yeah, let's go around the room. Any wins that anyone wants to share today? I see Dr. Joel beside me on the screen. I'm gonna start with you, Dr. Joel. How's it going?
Going well. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning,
Good
my favorite
morning.
doctor.
Good to be here. It's going well with me. Today is closing day for me. A house that one of my patients gave to me. He was losing money on it, bleeding on it. So I came in
Whoa,
and
whoa, whoa, whoa!
volunteered to
Hold on, hold
stop
on,
the
hold on,
bleed.
hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Stop! I gotta stop you, Dr. Joel. Hold on, hold on. We gotta hear this story. You said that he gave you a house.
Yeah, a little bit of marketing. After that first property that I had, I did a little bit of marketing on Facebook, and of course, it's a small community. And he saw it and came in the exam in the office one day and said, "I hear you buy houses," and I said, "Yeah, I do." He said, "I got a house that I'm losing money on, and I'll give it to you if you just take it off my hand
Mm.
and stop the bleeding." And I said, "You don't want anything for it?" He said, "No, I'll give it to you." So he had a Section 8 tenant that wasn't paying her maybe 30%, 40% of the mortgage, and needed some repairs in it. And it's worth about 150,000. He owed, I think, about 60,000 on it, and he was losing $500 a month due to not getting an increase in Section 8 rent and her not paying her portion of the rent. So he said, I'm going to kick her out end of the year, This was around September. So I said, patient, I'll wait on it. December, he kicked her out. We closed on it January. Yeah, he gave it to me, and I got my crew in there, and we cleaned it out. She had about 3 dumpsters of junk in the house. It was horrible. I had to take up all the flooring. I put a new roof on it. So we did. We put probably about $24,000 into it. I got it back on the market, sell it as a lease option. Guys, family that, credit score is not good, but good people, hardworking people, just wants a place to put his family. They loved it, just like it is. We'll take it. So we're closing today. I'm going to give him a 4-year lease option. He didn't have a down payment, but he could pay extra for 4 years to equal the $10,000 down payment that I wanted. So he'll pay extra $200 a month for 48 months on top of what I was asking. We'll do a 4-year lease option on it, and then we'll do probably a contract for deed once he pays off the 4-year lease. So we're cash flow the devil out of it, and be the bank for 32 years on this property. Somebody gave to me.
Nice.
Talk about a win-win, like to have somebody bring you a house and you be able to serve another family, to give them opportunity when their credit score prohibited them, like you said, hardworking family to come in and to get a deal. And then, because I know a lot of people on the lease option, like if you don't have the 10, 15,000, the down payment, considerable down payment, they won't go. But good on you being able to assess the situation, the individual, and still do, that down payment across a 4-year period. So that's what I love about real estate. And I tell people, like, we're changing the narrative. Like, the negative landlord stories out there. It's like, no, we're changing the narrative with every deal that we do. And that is extremely awesome. And proof, you don't need your own money to do deals at all.
All right.
People can give you
Exactly.
houses.
And this was the second one. I had another one last year. Patient. I called her. She was on the foreclosure list, and I recognized her name. She's one of my patients. And I called her up and asked her, do you need my help getting this foreclosure taken care of, stopped? And she was like, I'm so done with this house. I'm tired of putting money into it. My husband died 8 months ago and just left me this house and left me with all this debt. And, it's just bogging me down. She said, I'll give it to you. And she did. She brought the keys to my office and gave me the keys to the house. Unfortunately, she had some repairs that needed doing to the house, probably about 25,000 repairs. She was behind about 21,000 on a mortgage. And I was going to partner with this guy in town that has a lot of group homes. He's probably got about 20, 25 group homes. And he used to buy them on cash. So I offered him this deal. Initially, I was going to partner with it. Then I said, you know what? I'll just wholesale it to you, and I'll do the paperwork on it. You give me a little bit of money. And the seller, in the meantime, said, I don't want anything to do. I've already, there was an IRS lien that came up, about $100,000 lien on the property for their husband. And we did some research and found out that those liens will actually fall off in about 10 years. And during that time, she said, well, just give me the keys back and I'm going to take them and give them to the foreclosure attorney. I said, wait a minute now, you still own the house. You got another week left. And we tried to get the bank to give us a partial claim where you don't have to pay the arrears. You put them on the back end of the mortgage. They looked at her income. She was only getting $200 over what the mortgage payments were. And they said, there's no way you'd be able to keep this house. So they wouldn't do it. So we had to come up with the money for the reinstatement. So the guy I was going to partner with, I said, well, you're more in position to do this. I'll just wholesale it to you because I'm looking at him as being a private money lender down the line, which he agreed to do. So I wholesaled it to him. He stopped the foreclosure. He's fixing it up. So he got in the house just for $21,000, and then had to fix it up. He's putting about $20,000 into it, but he's in a $300,000 house for $40,000, and he's taking over the payments at a 3.2% interest rate. So he loved it. We gave her some money. She didn't want anything. We gave her a couple $1,000s, and I got paid. So again, everybody's happy. The neighborhood is happy that the house is not sitting there on the foreclosure block. and getting fixed up. We're gonna have tenants in again. So the bank is happy, the seller's happy, the buyer's happy. I'm happy. So, you know, everybody
I'm happy.
happy.
Everybody's happy. Let's go.
We're
I hope
happy.
everybody that's watching this is happy too. Just to show, like, persistence, just letting people know what you're doing. You're a full-time physician, and people coming in bringing you keys because they know you're a real estate investor and you're a physician. And that's the thing, just letting your network know that deals will come to you and find you. But you got to be active. You got to be serious about what we're doing. That's
Exactly.
awesome.
Exactly. And I have one that we're almost close to closing on. Another patient. I hear you sell houses. I said, yeah. She said, you want to buy my house? And I said, well, tell me about it. She said, well, I did some refinancing on it in 2021, and I got down to a 2.2% interest rate. Like, sold. So we gave
Right.
her a little bit of money down. She had a tenant in there for another 6 months. We let the tenant stay in there. After the tenant lease was up in February, we approached her and told her we're going to be renovating the house and selling it. We're not going to continue to be landlords. And unfortunately, she couldn't afford it. So she's gone. So we're renovating that, almost done with that. And we'll put that back on the market, probably cash flowing about $800 a month, hopefully. With that interest rate of 2.2%. She's got a very nice mortgage. Gave the seller her equity over 48 months. I didn't have to pay her, and I won't make payments on those until we get a tenant in there. So she was happy with that. She'll get some of her equity out, and we'll have a house at 2.2%, and be cash flowing that one too soon.
Let's go.
Oh,
Let's go.
wow.
That's it. You do a
That's
couple deals like that every
amazing.
year with that level of cash flow. It's like boom, with no money out of pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now looking for some multifamily to get the same way.
Hey, let's go. They're out there. Yeah, that's one of the things that, now that I'm done with this and we wrap up our refinance finally next week, that looking to kick off some campaigns. I did get a 4 unit in Huntsville under contract this past weekend, so I'm excited about that. And this deal's out here. Like, people making excuses, interest rates high, tariffs, like all that's noise, and it's fear, and people just sitting on the sidelines. But it's people out here doing deals and building wealth, like you just said. So salute to you, Dr. Joel. Let's go.
Thank you. Thank
Yes.
you. I've got a partner here in Montgomery too. The first guy that brought me the first house, we partnered on it, and he's a real go-getter. He's going door to door, all these foreclosures and stuff, coming up with a lot of deals. So we realized that we need to be probably flipping some of these or wholesaling some of them so we can have cash to put into the deals we want to buy and hold. So we sort of trained our folks a little bit. He's got a couple of buy and holds. I've got a couple of buy and holds, but I think we're going to be trying to look at each deal now and try to. We even talking about, after hearing Hannah last week, I proposed that we keep one and do a midterm rental on it in a very nice house, 5-bedroom house. Hardly needs any repairs on it. Got about 20,000 in arrears, and it's in a very nice neighborhood. So we'll probably try to use that as a midterm rental and try to keep that one.
Yeah, no, most definitely. And when you get a chance, if this week, swing by Bonnie Chris and look at the work. My guys are looking to do more in the area up there. And so we had to update the electrical after we had that vandalism, and so they had to go in and cut the sheetrock and everything. So they're going back in and patching the sheetrock and painting in the across the 4 units. So,
Okay.
and the one in the end, but yeah, no, I think it's gonna be a lot of opportunity there in Montgomery.
Yeah, I'm trying to. I finally got my partners to agree to modify our 401k plan and free up some funds without penalty. And the administrator is not going to charge us since he's been our administrator for 30 years. So I'm probably too late for your deal, but I'm finally getting some of my retirement funds freed up.
Okay. No, that's definitely a plus. And but no, we're gonna bring some more out. That's the
Okay,
thing. I think there's more things are gonna shake out, and yeah, exciting times.
good.
Awesome. Anybody else? Any other wins? No wins too small. Anybody made offers? I consider that a win as well too. Doing the work. See anybody else? No wins. Anybody, is this your first call? I would love for you to introduce yourself. If it's your first time on the $1 Million Coffee Hour, introduce yourself. And if it's anything that we can help you with, any challenges. And this is really just networking and kind of just sharing and really informal is what this is really meant to be. And just kind of serving everyone here.
Hello, sir.
Hey.
Man, stop this. You got to stop that sir stuff. Hold on. What's up, Darius?
Not too much. So what's today? Today is my closing day as well.
Wow.
Let's go.
Yeah, no, it's all right. It's nothing too crazy. It was a property that I was kind of running for the past year, but I'm just not getting it into my name. I've been running it as an Airbnb, but now we're doing the whole, partner on the LLC to refinance it into my name, kind of deal. So that's good just to, have it 100% in my name and off of my buddy's VA loan. So that's good. And then about a week ago, I closed on refinancing the house that I was renovating, and I got a renter in there now. She's planning on renting it for the next 2 years and then doing she pretty much wants to buy it. Well, so we'll probably do like an owner financing kind of thing, kind of like Mr. Joel. So hopefully all that goes well. Yeah, that's about it.
Oh, congratulations, man. It would definitely go well. Congratulations.
I'm gonna get with you, Darius, and let's sit down and talk about getting them out of your name and put them into maybe a trust. That way you'd be less exposed.
Sure.
So we'll sit down and talk about it.
Okay. Yeah. Nope. I'm definitely open to that information.
That is awesome. For those that don't know Darius, so Darius full-time active duty and full-time dad over there, husband and dad as well too.
Yeah.
Oh, she's right there rocking with us. What's going on? But that's what it is. Like, that's so motivating and inspiring. Just seeing people out here with just doing deals and taking back control of retirement and buying back our freedom one house at a time. So, and changing other people's lives at the same time. That's what's up. Anybody else? Any other wins? Any sleepers out there? Anybody else holding back on their testimony?
Good morning, everyone. I did want to.
Oh, there's Christine.
Hey.
What's up, Christine?
Hey. Oh, thank you.
Girl?
This is so encouraging hearing about everybody's wins and the closing and the deals. And I haven't I didn't have one this month, or but I'm out there looking. And one tiny win for me is this social media. I am very social media averse. I do not like it.
Oh, yeah.
But I am starting a YouTube channel, and I'm
Let's
glad you
go.
mentioned about the
Nice.
Facebook. I think I gotta get myself together and start on Facebook, and just throwing out there, I buy houses, I buy so we'll get that. But that first few videos on YouTube was really hard. And they're not the best, but we got it done, and we're going to keep going.
Let's
And
go.
I'm excited. Congratulations to everyone in achieving your goals.
And
Congratulations to you too.
Yeah.
We're getting started. That's amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah, most definitely. Faye, let's send Christine a copy of like that draft content calendar that I have that I put out to kind of help you kind of get your thoughts around and give you some ideas kind of around real estate that you can do. Kind of make it less intimidating, kind of give you a little structure. You can use it if you want to or not, but it's a template. It helped me when I was getting started.
Oh, yes, that would be great. Thank you.
I'll do a better one for you, Christine. Let's schedule some time to get on a call, and then I can help you out with how you can get started on your branding.
Okay, thank you.
Awesome.
Ooh. That's what's up. Congrats.
Right.
All right. Any other wins? I'm gonna put you on the spot, Daryl. You just showed up. Faye gave us her take on Dubai. I'm gonna just ask if you can give us a few minutes, just your takeaway.
Good morning, everyone. Hey, it's good to be back. joining a little late, trying to get prepared for a call with Oman, but it was awesome, Johnny.
Hold on, you said hold on, get prepared for a call with who?
With a company in Oman.
Okay. I thought that's what you said. I just wanted you to make sure that may have went over a couple of people. Okay.
Yeah, no, it was awesome. First of all, I'm so glad Faye came as part of, seeing and being able to witness. The International Property Show was awesome. They said they had about 30,000 visitors, and I can attest there was a crowd unlike any other real estate trade show in that area. Plus, there were other events going on surrounding that. So that little area there, I won't call it little, but the area of Dubai, the World Trade Center there was awesome. I had the opportunity to speak on 3 platforms. First with the institutional investors. And actually, the panel I was on, Johnny, was one of the largest panels there. It was about 7 of us and a moderator, a couple that were there from, around the region, also Belgium, France, and it was awesome to see the people's interest in it. And I did at the end get one question that I, knew was going to come. It was sort of geopolitical, but I was prepared for it because
Mhm.
they were asking about, hey, the climate in the U.S., the tariffs and things. And so I was spot on to tell them, first of all, America has not been used to seeing a president who is a businessman. And I think that's even for us in this circle to understand. We've had 46 presidents that have been politicians or semi-politicians. I'm not going to, put Barack in there, but the fact of it is that that's the way he thinks. Plus, he's a New Yorker. He speaks his mind. So you've got to be willing to overlook that. And then the other thing for many of us in the real estate, we have to look at these tariffs because the opportunities are there because whatever happens, whereas you can't do construction, you can't do new builds, developers can't build because of the price. Well, say for yourself, those of you who have existing multifamily, that now gives you an opportunity to increase, your rents because supply and demand. And then that's business. But to your point, it was also opportunities to speak to women in real estate there, in commercial, and those empowering them for wealth. So for me, those 4 days went by with, 3, 4 days went by with a blur. Also went and looked at a tour of our properties, but Dubai is in an expansion mode and will probably be there the next 3 to 5 years. But also there are places here in the US that are in that same real estate cycle, and you just got to find them. And I'll put in a plug here for Orlando because we are definitely in that mode. And it has nothing to do with the theme parks, so it is the actual capital investment of business here. But uh, great time. Uh, Great opportunity. If anyone ever thinks about wanting to go to Dubai and being in that atmosphere and being in an opportunity to talk with global real estate investors and the different technologies and things, I welcome you to come with me in 2026 to it.
No, facts. And I can attest to Orlando too. My sister's been there over 10 years now. And that market it's amazing how much it's grown and the diversity of industries that are there. When it comes to 3D technology that they use in a lot of the theme parks, but now how the military leverages that in all these other industries that come there, because no kidding, is the 3D innovation hub for most of the US that happens there with the companies there. When you start looking at EA Sports and a lot of the gaming industry and those things with the technology that's being developed there in Orlando.
Yeah,
And
because
of course,
we're doing about 8 billion just in simulation training, as you mentioned, around the military and their
yeah,
partnership with UCF. Then again, the world is going to be looking at Orlando here starting this June, July, because the World Cups are starting to come to the U.S. So Orlando is going to be one city that's going to host the game. And then in 2026, you're going to see the world looking again to Orlando because of, their football, not our traditional pigskin, but and when you have, that's actually the largest audience for sports, the world football. And once they see what's here, I expect a lot more foreign investment in here. The Canadians are pulling out, but there's more money coming in from others.
Most definitely. The future is bright. The
Yeah,
future's bright. I was telling them
definitely.
I have a week left to work for the Air Force, and it's game on, and I'm super excited about the future. It's definitely bright.
Well, I'm telling you, on the other side, when you this retirement, I'm looking forward for you for this next chapter in your life.
No, I definitely appreciate it for sure. Thank you for that rundown. Any other wins? Man, we got 30. I love this. Anytime you got 30 minutes of wins, people deals being done,
Yeah.
closings happening. This is what it's all about.
And I want to do a quick share, Johnny, while we're waiting for others to, start opening up. I appreciate Daryl for actually inviting me at the IPS Congress and also introducing me to the Women's Council of Realtors and such amazing ladies. It's different, and that's the power of networking, guys. Attending this $1 million coffee chats. It's a different energy right here where you're forced to take action because you see people are actually doing it, right? And most of the time, if we're doing it alone, it feels lonely. Like it doesn't feel. There's a lot of doubts that are creeping in, but that's what we do. We allow you or give you some sort of give you the confidence to go after it because you guys can do it. If anybody can do it, a lady from the Philippines, a third world country, excuse me, for saying that, be able to go out there and be around these great people right inside this room. So you guys are one of the luckiest people in the world to be in that market, and wherever you are right now, it's just a matter of just saying yes or no to going after your dreams and going after the life that you deserve. Networking, that's the number one.
Yep.
It's a team sport.
Yeah, and Faye is being modest, but she got to meet the actual presidents of the Women's Council of Realtors, which is a worldwide organization. So she was there meeting the presidents, not only just of Florida, but of the organization worldwide.
And she's the sweetest. Very sweet. Yeah. And Daryl
That
too.
is awesome.
We hang out a little bit after the event, like a lot of things. But
Yes.
it's a pleasure, meeting you in person and then seeing you right here. It's a extraordinary experience.
Yeah, no, that's definitely awesome. Just being able to do those conferences, like I look back on like I went to my first multifamily conference and how that changed my life. I submitted my first LOI for my 18 unit that I bought 45 days later. Meeting partners and joining a mastermind group and meeting partners on my first deal. That was in the multifamily space and just the relationships that you build with others. So it definitely, don't take this for granted. I know one of the things we always do in the school community afterwards is kind of upload the recording, and share contact information where you guys can contact with each other, and definitely in the chat, drop where you're from, what you're looking for, what type of deals, what markets you're in, and doing those things where you continue to build your network. Because the thing is, we work so hard for our corporations and the companies that we work for, but please, 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 I encourage you at least give yourself an hour, 2 hours a day. Or start, maybe if you're starting from zero, start giving yourself an hour, 2 hours a week towards building your goals, building your generational wealth, whatever that means for you. And if your guys on this call, you're watching this video, clearly real estate is somewhere in there, and start doing those things. I think from a real estate perspective, things are continuing to hold steady. I think, I was reading The Economist this morning before I went to the gym, and, There's some things, some changes in like the number of ships that have left the port of China. For those that don't know, it takes what 2 to 6 weeks for those cargo ships to come from China to the port in Los Angeles. So right now, with a lot of the data that they're looking at, 25 to 40% less cargo containers en route to the port of LA. And so what that means is less stuff coming in. Inflation potentially is going to cost more. There are going to be less goods, supply and demand. We've seen this before play out during COVID times, but there's going to be less things on the shelves for people to buy, which means prices are going to go up with the demand. And so something to kind of think about and understanding the context of everything that's happening. What does that mean for us as real estate investors? Not a whole lot. I think we're going to look at this expenses are going to stay steady for materials, probably go higher potentially, which guess what? If interest rates stay where they are, which right now they're projecting they are, no one's really, I think it's a 90% chance that the Federal Reserve keeps the interest rate for the federal funds rate the same when they meet on May 7th. So that's going to hold steady with rates, which means guess what? We're not going to see a large tick up in new inventory coming online. So guess what? That means landlords are going to win because there's not a lot of new inventory. And even with that, when you look at it, the inventory that's been built the last 5 years, it isn't for B and C class type of properties for workforce housing. It's A class properties that are trying to get premium rents in the market. So us as landlords allows us to provide to fill that gap for B and C class property by buying these dilapidated homes that may be 10, 20, 30 years old, renovating them, bringing them up to 2025 standards. And now we're able to rent those properties out and bring in the cash flow. And with the winds behind us with inflation, interest rates staying higher for longer, that it's going to drive rents up over time. And we're going to have that appreciation. And when we talk a little bit about Christine was talking about her pivot to YouTube, that a lot of times, depending on what you're watching, you can see a lot of the doom and gloom on YouTube and saying, oh, real estate crash. Ever since, COVID kind of died down in 2022 and rates started going up, they were like, the market's crashed. The market still ain't crashed. And I'm here to tell you that it's highly likely the market isn't going to crash. We're not building enough, and we're not having an influx of a lot of inventory. You got certain markets in the U.S. that have been overbuilt with Class A inventory, but the Austins, the Phoenixes, those markets have the Tampas. Those markets have readily absorbed a lot of that inventory, and now you're seeing rents starting to trickle back up because they stopped building 2 years ago, and everything's been absorbed. And now everybody's still moving to these areas, and everybody's looking like, hey, I still need somewhere to live, and there's not enough inventory. So I'm really bullish, continuing to move forward with real estate. But it all starts with one deal. I encourage all of you to look to find your first deal, your next deal, because everybody, whether it's myself, Grant Cardone, Ken McElroy, Donald Trump, it all starts with one deal, your very first deal. And that's what you got to focus on. Don't focus on 100 units, 1,000 units, because I know people who have successfully retired off of 6 units. 8 units, so just being able to get one deal can get you where you need to be if you have the strategy to position yourself in the right way. And that's what it's all about. And that comes with knowledge and time and experience. But if you're not on the side, if you're on the sideline, you can't get that experience. And so that's what it is. So rates kind of still holding steady, kind of upper sixes, low sevens, depending on where your credit score comes out at. Average home price still right around 400,000, which is crazy, but there's still opportunities. We got a 4-unit multifamily in Huntsville under contract for 180K. It's probably gonna need 80 to 100,000, but you're gonna be able to cash flow, get a debt service coverage ratio loan on it, get it up and running in 60 days, and rent it out and refinance and on to the next deal. And so it's opportunities out there, and there's plenty of money out here for deals. There's lenders fighting over each other that are competing, looking for different LOIs, letters of intent, like, hey, let me see what they quoted you. Let's see if I can beat you on the rate. And people are working for your business just because for inventory and demand is down. And so there's not a lot of deals to go around. And so for us that's out here doing deals and making deals happen as investors, like there's a lot of opportunity to build wealth. And guess what? Baby boomers are steadily getting older and looking to retire and stop being landlords. And they need you to buy these properties and take over these portfolios. And they want to owner finance these deals for you So they can go off and live their retirement, and then you just pay them instead of paying the bank each month. And so it's a win-win. And so whatever limited beliefs you guys have, let them go. Because like I had all the seller financing deals that I've done, whether it was for a 20 unit, 24 unit, or a 2 unit, they never asked for a credit report. They never asked for a bank statement, any of those things. They were like, hey, this is the deal, because they know the asset is going to pay for itself. And if I don't do what I'm supposed to do, they can just foreclose, take the property back. And that's what
Yeah.
savvy investors, they know. And that's why they're fine with being in that position and being the bank on doing deals. So that's my kind of news brief for today with that. And one of the things I'm going to be diving in on in the next couple of weeks, HELOCs. Was sitting down with a client and was working through helping them put their HELOC strategy together. And then I went back to the drawing board. I'm like, you know what? I hadn't went and updated my HELOC in the last 2 years. And I went back to, and so I'm working through on that to kind of get a considerable uptick on my HELOC with being able to get in accessible cash and things like that, especially before retirement. When your W-2 income goes away, you want to lock in things and position yourself. So you want to be strategic with those things. For all my vets, before you leave service, make sure you get things lined up and kind of decent in order. And you think about those things before you walk away from your W-2 income. What do you need to position? How do you need to position yourself as you make that transition to make sure you're good? Any questions? Any challenges anybody's working through? Any questions? We got a few minutes before we wrap up.
Mm-hmm. What is that one deal that we have in the chat? Jay. Okay, Jay, go ahead and feel free to share that in the school community, and then we could schedule a call, and then let's see how we can help you out on that one.
Yeah, Jay, you want to give a 1 minute rundown?
You want to share
everybody?
it? Where's Jay?
Here, let Hannah go. Hannah raise her hand. Let Hannah go, and then Jay, then let Jay. Or is that Jay? Go ahead, Jay.
Yeah. So this is a 40-acre land. In fact, the family is owning this land for over 80 years, and so now they have a family situation wherein there is a sole trustee who has been managing, and now he wants to retire, kind of thing. He wants to hold. Ideally, if he was in a financial situation, he would have kept both the lands because it's a key development. It's 2,000 acres land development, final phase of Sacramento city development. So it is a very strategic and heritage kind of a development. Only 160 acres of 2,000 acres is available for vertical construction. So of this, we are getting a quarter of quarter portion of it, 40 acres. He wants to avoid taking loans because of the financial situation of the other family members. So he wants to release them.
Okay.
He's still holding the other half of it by himself to do the development. But the proceeds from this he wants to distribute, and the entitlement is happening in June. The final meeting for the entitlement is June 2025 this year. And by August, the entitlement is going to get completed.
Okay.
Now, this is a mixed commercial use. This is a mixed commercial use. And also one edge, it's a perfectly square lot, and one edge of it is river facing. This is ideally located close to highway, like 2 minutes into the highway, and 7 minutes away from downtown Sacramento, 15 minutes away from airport, midway between San Jose or Bay Area and Lake Tahoe. And and there is a lot of interest from the city side in terms of providing all sorts of permits and everything. EIR
with the infrastructure.
EIR has been done. So, and CPAC, I don't know what is CPAC, but that is also done. So in addition to this, about $10 million worth of work has been done, which is time consuming as well as heavy in terms of capital expense.
Okay. Well, no, most definitely share those details in school. And yeah, definitely. So Sacramento, new development opportunity there near downtown airport. If that's something in your will definitely reach out to Jay. And Jay, drop some of those details in a post in the community and share your contact information.
Yeah, and let me, if we have time, I'll just share one picture on that for the
Yeah,
development.
picture of it. Yeah, you can share that in the community with the post. Just because we don't have time right now, I'm gonna
Okay, sure.
give
Okay,
Hannah an opportunity. She raised her hand.
yeah, sure.
Okay,
Thank you.
Yeah, Jay, send me the
no
details
problem.
too, okay?
Sure.
Okay, Hannah.
Hey, nothing much to add. The last few weeks have been busy with travel and then with family sicknesses, just bouncing around. So just holding on.
Yes. Hi, guys.
Good
So
to hear. Good to hear.
yes, I am working with a corporate client, like I mentioned a few weeks ago when I met with you guys. They are willing to give a presentation to us. And I think I was just listening to Jay. And Jay, this corporate client, they own a lot of, they don't own, they lease a lot of places in your zip code. And I was just looking at the numbers of a guy in Indianapolis, and he said he worked with them when he was doing Airbnb in Indianapolis. He was getting $2,000 a unit. When he switched over to this corporate client, gross rents, he's getting 4,500. So Airbnb is not doing well. In the past, Airbnb was the way to make a lot more money than long term. But now this corporate client, they are doing a great job, a phenomenal job. And I think, Jay, for your house, you could definitely make 40 to 50 more percent more minimum if you go with this corporate client. Yeah. And yes, Johnny, you let me know when they can give a demo. I don't know if you're having a session today evening. I don't know. Uh,
No, not this evening. I'm actually doing a session on the 5 top mistakes that veterans and busy professionals have been making to prevent them from building 10K plus a month in revenue. And so one of the things that and I'm gonna talk about that Tuesday night at 7 next week and going through that. But I think with Jay, so Jay is raw land. So his what he was talking about was a
oh,
raw land
raw
new
land.
development.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
Sorry. I
yeah.
was like, I
But
thought
I
there's a
think
building there. So yeah, I was
but
like,
no, I think the midterm
no,
strategy
that
is
zip
something
code, they
definitely
said this
for people
corporate
to
client
focus on.
said in California, their profits are maximum. Yeah. So that's why. Yeah.
Yeah, no, a lot of people are looking to diversify their strategies, and that's the thing. When you see a lot of people flocking to the taboo strategy of the day, everybody's doing it. Everybody says go to Airbnb. It's like, okay, well, once everybody pivots that way, then there's nobody making money in
Yeah,
that strategy, that
every
system.
18-year-old is doing Airbnb, everybody and their brother. And then it becomes like a ocean with all red sharks, a lot of blood in there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yep. And so that's why you have to be strategic and understand how do you make a play, how do you pivot where you have a unique strategy for your focus market and doing what you're doing with your knowledge and make it happen. So super excited with all of that. Yeah. So yeah, we'll talk Hannah, share a little bit, share their presentation about what they're doing. I'll review it and then we'll kind of go from there and see a good time if it's worthwhile to bring it to the community, or I may sit down with them first and kind of go from there. Okay. Well, awesome. Thanks everybody coming out. Another great coffee hour. Salute to everybody with the wins, with the deals that's closing, the new contracts. Super excited for each and every one of you guys for doing the work. And I gotta come up with something like I'm gonna come up with like my commander's coin or something for like for the deals that's being done. So we got to put that together on that side, Faye, and do that. But I'm super excited for all of you. and get out here and make some equity happen. Like start making deals. Find your buy box. Find a zip code or two in your area. Drive for dollars. Take the long way home from work the evening. Just driving through the neighborhood, look for vacant properties, and and just start taking action. Like I found this 4 unit in Huntsville this past week, just using my Zillow strategy that I use. I'm just going through. I was looking at, certain zip codes going through. I got like 10, 15 cities, and I looked for multifamily and went and found a property had just came back on the market that fell out of contract. Called the agent, got the agent to represent me, put the offer in. It took a couple days, and we got it for 20,000 less than the list price, and got it under contract, and boom, and got it locked up. And so deals out here, but if you're not looking, you're not taking action. They're not going to just come and jump in your lap, but they'll get doggone close. If you just set what you're looking for in the app, open the app and look at it, you can start looking at deals just that easy. So I encourage you guys to start set your deal box. Actually, let's do this in school. We're gonna do a deal challenge. I want you guys to drop where you're looking at and let me know. Take a screenshot of Zillow with your saved search parameters and set what are the areas that you're looking at for your deals. Because I want to see who's taking action. And now it's just a matter of opening the app in the morning before you get started on your day and just looking to see what's changed, what's happened, what's new in the market that's in your buy box. And if you need help, we maybe can do a class on that, on how you guys can work the app, but go through there and start looking at the zip codes that you want to focus in, that you want to own real estate in. Cool beans. All right. Well, that's it for this $1 Million Coffee Hour. We'll be back next Wednesday. If you know anybody that's on the fence about investing in real estate, I'm gonna be breaking down the top 5 mistakes holding back people. We're talking about people making high income earners, low income earners, holding them back on building passive income with real estate. And it's some things that get in your way that don't have to. And there's some different strategies out there that you can start leveraging, whether it's, starting on the low end with investing in REITs, real estate investment trusts, with getting exposure to real estate that way, or, doing more passive income with syndications, private placements, as well as being hands-on. If you want to be hands-on, like we're talking about, where you're doing the deals, you're finding the deals and getting things under contract. Like whatever it is in real estate, there's ways for you to go in and start building passive income. That's what we're all about. So see you guys next week. Reach out to us so we can help. We'll see you in school. Have a blessed day, everybody.
Thank
you so much,
Take care,
everyone.
Johnny. Take care.
Have a good day.
Thanks.
See you next